Hey y'all, Coach Bradley here, and today we're going to chat a little bit about the Franklin Sports 2-in-1 switch hitter pitch trainer plus pitchback net. Let's get it. So as a guy who coaches baseball at multiple different levels and age groups, I love testing out all sorts of baseball equipment, no matter what age that it's geared for. And the piece of equipment we're checking out today is this Franklin Sports 2-in-1 switch hitter pitch trainer plus pitchback net. So it's kind of got multi-functions. You're going to get the pitch trainer right here, and on the back of it you're going to have a nice little pitchback system as well. So we're going to dive into this thing, test it out. I'll give you my final thoughts and see if it might be a good piece of equipment for your kiddos. Now, setup of this thing took me about 10 minutes, 15 minutes tops, and that's from unboxing, reading the instructions to full completion. Now, you don't need any special tools to set this thing up. It simply clicks together, and the net right here connects with all these bungee S-clamps. Overall, the frame of this whole setup is going to be 36 inches wide by 55 inches tall. So let's go ahead and take a look at the switch hitter pitch trainer side first. Now, as you can see, this thing is clamped together with those little S clamps like we talk about in the bungee cords. And this thing basically has a nice little strike zone right here. And this batter is going to be reversible. So you can either have him bat from the right-hand side or the left-hand side. And when the ball goes through this nice little strike zone hole there, it's going to fall down and come right into this little ball carrier at the bottom. Now your batter right here is simply going to button right into place, and when you want to switch them over to the other side, you simply undo the buttons there, button them in on that side, and now you're pitching to a lefty. So the frame of this thing is fairly light duty, and it really doesn't weigh that much. So it does come with these 4 stakes, and I'd highly recommend staking it into the ground if you're playing with it outside. So let's go ahead and throw a couple balls in there and see if we can hit that strike zone. Now we're going to throw 2 types of balls in this thing. We've got your softer kind of a T-ball, indoor ball type style, and then you got your traditional high school game ball. So let's go ahead and throw the soft one first. And now we'll throw the hard one. So as you can see, as you throw the balls in through the hole, they simply roll down and they go into this nice little detachable ball holder right here. Now this thing will unclip, so if you had several balls in it, you wanted to go load back in your bucket, you could simply unbutton it and then button it back on once you've emptied it. So let's go ahead and throw a couple more balls, both soft and hard, and let's intentionally miss this target, bang it around some other places, and see how much movement we get on this thing or if it falls apart. So now let's go ahead and take a look at the pitchback net side of this whole system. Now this thing's got 3 zones. You got a black zone up here, a red zone in the middle, and then another black zone at the bottom. And basically the premise of this is, if you throw it up to the top one, it should throw you back some ground balls. If you throw it to the middle one, it should give you kind of line drives. And if you throw it to the bottom one, it should give you some small pop-ups. So let's test it out, see how it works. So to start out, let's throw some of these softer balls. Now let's go ahead and throw a hard baseball. So first off, my assessment of the switch hitter pitch trainer. Now this thing does what it says it's going to do. You know, the ball goes in there, it rolls down there into that nice little holding pouch. You know, seemed to be fairly durable when I missed it as well, and didn't move around a whole bunch. This isn't a very large opening, but you know, this is more just geared towards younger kids just working on some small accuracy things in their backyards. Definitely not a pitch trainer for a high schooler or probably even a middle schooler, but your younger 12 and under kids are gonna have a blast with this thing. As far as our pitchback net, what I found with this thing is, even though it says it has 3 zones for ground balls, line drives, and pop flies, It was a little tough to get a pop fly out of this thing just because the angle isn't there. And about 75% of the balls that I threw at it came back at me in a line drive type fashion. Now, obviously you could back up further to get some of those to turn into some ground balls, but getting yourself like high pop flies is going to be a little difficult. Again, make sure you got those stakes in there, because if you don't have the stakes in, this thing's going to be popping all over the place. So to close this video out, I think this is a great piece of equipment as long as you go into it understanding that it's light duty and it's geared for kids that are going to be 12 and under. I definitely wouldn't buy a piece of equipment like this for my high school team, but for the purpose it's going to serve, it's going to help little kids work on their pitching accuracy, and it's going to give them someone to play catch with if they don't have another partner. It's for those reasons it gets a Coach Bradley 2 thumbs up, and I say, go out and get you one.